And as we settle into the send, just bringing your attention, first of all, to your hands, wherever they are, whether they're on a cushion or on your body. Just noticing the sensations, so bringing mindfulness in. Bringing mindfulness to your breath. Just noticing the breath without changing it. Just noticing how you are just simply breathing without any effort on your part. In fact, you are being breathed. And then just starting to bring your awareness into the container, everybody else who has joined us today. And just starting to get a felt sense for all of us sitting here. Our contribution, our shared Reiki, our shared love for Reiki. Feeling gratitude. And as you notice the gratitude, just noticing where it's coming from. And that's not really a mind question, it's an energetic question. Where does it originate from? And there is no right answer. It's simply where it is coming from for you. Is it a sensation? Is it just a thought? Is it coming from inside, outside? Or does it simply exist? I'm just going to drop in a question for you to contemplate. Was the gratitude there before you considered it? Is it in fact not always here? As is the love and the peace. It's like as you deepen your breath, as you breathe it in, it's there. And as you breathe it out, it's there. It's beyond your thoughts. In fact, it's as natural as breath, as air. And just noticing that if you start thinking and popping up into the mind, then somehow this feeling becomes smaller, more contracted. And if you move your attention away from the mind, perhaps into the hands or the breath, then suddenly it expands again. There it is. So perhaps it is more true that we don't need to look for gratitude. We simply need to stop focusing on our thoughts and bring our attention to where the gratitude already exists, and the love and the peace and the calm. And in this state of gratitude and love and peace, is it even a question, am I enough? Is it even a question, is this enough? It feels to me as if these questions are really questions of the mind and not based on any truth. So we can just let these thoughts dissipate into the greater sense of love and just noticing as we do that, perhaps a heart expansion, perhaps the energy is just growing in general out from your own personal energy, almost like merging with the greater universal source. And if the energies feel very intense, if they feel heavy, if they feel contracted, and you're just very gently bringing your attention to whatever part of the body is affected by this. And you're just breathing into it. So you can visualize a very dense, compacted, molecular structure, like quite a compact dust ball. And as you breathe into it, you just expand that dust ball out. Give it a lot more space. You may notice your whole body is expanding, like the outer edges are growing to momentous proportions, like infinite. And you might notice that all of us are doing a similar thing. Our container is also expanding. It's like this massive, massive container, but very light, lots of space in between the particles, almost like air itself. And again, as you feel this group expanding out, it feels almost amusing to ask the question, is this enough? Am I enough? You may notice a sense of abundance is also arriving now. An overflowing sense of well-being. Perhaps even joy has arrived for you now. Just allowing these feelings of well-being, abundance, and joy to keep expanding out. There's no need to visualize anything in particular, but it's just this outward movement. It's almost like your molecular structure is continuing to expand, more and more space between your particles as you just keep the feelings of joy, keep the feelings of contentment, of okayness, ever expanding and radiating out from your center. And if you notice your mind is wandering off into story, you're just bringing it gently back into the vibrations deep in your heart center or in your hands or in your breath. Just feeling how these sensations feel so steady, calm, peaceful. We're just going to start gathering All these molecular particles of yourself that are probably scattered throughout the universe by now. Just going to start bringing them and gathering them very gently back to yourself. Just taking your time. And as you bring them back to yourself, if you notice a tendency to contract, then you could just do a little trick of expanding it out a little bit and then bringing it back in again. But there's no need to contract around it or to feel smaller in any way. The same amount of energy that you had when you were expanded, it's exactly the same energy that's coming back into you. You are all powerful. You are infinite, eternal. It's just the molecular structure that is a bit denser, that's all. And feeling the edges of your human form once again. You're just going to check in. So we're going to feel the top of our head. You might notice a tingling of the crown chakra. You might notice the energy coming down through the crown and just allowing it down into the third eye, deep into the brain, behind the eyes, in the back of the skull. But also as you do this, noticing the spaciousness that remains. Stay with that. Moving down into the throat. Noticing the shoulders. The arms, elbows, the forearms, the hands. Noticing the chest, the breath in the lungs, the diaphragm, down into the stomach, the belly, deep into the pelvis. But also the back, where the spine is. So just noticing the paradox of being solid and at the same time incredibly spacious. It's like we are both particle and wave. substance and pure energy. Moving our focus down into the legs, into the knees, the calves, ankles, and feet. Paying particular attention to the feet. See if you can make your feet chakra tingle, keeping you grounded. Now bringing your attention to the breath. Finally into the hands. And whenever you're ready, giving them a little wiggle. Giving them a little stretch. Stretching your arms above your head. And giving a little shake all the way down. All the way down into the spine. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes.